Sorry about that. Hopefully you guys are back in here. Jeez, I'm really bad at revealing stuff, huh? Embarrassing. Where was my last one? Delete this. More actions, deletes. Turn monetization on. Okay, let's try this again. Are you guys back? People are probably like, what just happened there? Well, I guess you guys got to watch that. This time I gotta police my DMs, I guess. Ah, it doesn't matter that much, guys. I didn't reveal anything too important. It's just funny how ignorant I am of how DMs work. They were just wide open sitting over here on the side of the screen. Too funny. Let me see here. Well, at least you get to watch along. You got to watch along. I didn't mean to bait you guys. I guess we have to switch over. Okay. Wait. Yeah, how do you make this go away down here? Is there a way so I don't have my messages popping up here? Like, what is this? How do you get this to go away? Okay, I guess we go like that. Okay, my bad, y'all. My bad. Yeah, we wiped that out. It was. I keep doing stupid stuff like revealing personal information, but it's no big deal. Yeah, I couldn't believe I didn't notice this. It's funny, I make up another thing and everybody's just watching me say it, and I'm sitting here playing coy about what I'm saying and talking about. But I mean, okay, I mean, as you guys saw, oh yeah, the cam was sort of blocking it anyway, so I guess it's not that bad. But yeah, I was talking to somebody, right, who you know, I'm not going to pull up my messages. I'm not going to pull my messages up now. I was definitely talking to somebody that we were, you know, pinging earlier today. And I think we grabbed their attention. 100,000 views. Yeah. How many replies? Yeah. I really want to know what Sean Ryan has to say, because we've like ratioed Sean Ryan on like 2 different posts. No, we're not gonna troll any podcasters, guys. People in the chat want me to troll some podcasters. Monica Belushi asking Ashton for a date. I wish. Oh man, guys, don't come into my chat being butthurt. It's like, if you get blocked, the last thing you should do is come and cry about it in my YouTube channel. Like, I don't get, why are people so immature, you know? Like, if you got blocked, like, and then you cry about it, why? I'm not going to unblock you. Just be like, hey, man, I'm sorry that I was rude to you. Like, nope, nobody can ever do that. Nobody can ever apologize. When I block people, they're rude, usually, like every time. The amount of people that I've unblocked after blocking them accidentally, where I haven't reblocked them, is one ever. What about Muon? Yeah, we're not gonna probably. Actually, I think Muon actually asked me to join. I think they actually. What are the Palladians? What are these? Muon actually asked me, I think, to do a some kind of conference or something, or talk. I don't know. Taylor set off blast waves. Quizzicotal asks. That was, I think, what the guy was talking about in that they like all look similar. That like all blast waves look similar. What are Palladians? Is this an aliens thing? Does anyone know? Chris Mellon. It's hard to think that people don't know what's been going on with the MH370 stuff unless you are not on the UFO community. Like, we've fractured the UFO community in half, which hasn't even been my intention. Hasn't even been my intention. Oh, this is cool. Ooh, I like this. Wait, is this real? Well, this is sweet, guys. Okay, we gotta keep this. So first of all, guys, if you need to reach me, as you might be able to tell, I'm extremely, extremely busy. I'm like 50 emails behind. So if you want to reach me to share stuff, you can do MH370x at proton.me. But realize, like, I don't have time to be talking to people one-on-one. It's just too busy. So this is cool, though. This is AI art, right? This is awesome. I'm saving this. Hold on. Holy crap. I've got 30 messages in Discord as well. Oh, boy. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, I'm just overwhelmed with stuff at the moment. I wish I wasn't, but I guess this is what happens when you start getting popular. Or infamous. However you want to look at it. Kill them with color. Oh, the Bears might end up winning. Oh, boy, cringe. Okay. Let's see what we got going on. This is awesome, dude. Look at this. Yo, I want this Lego set. Holy crap. He must have made this with the AI, right? Let's get my headset on. I'm still laughing at myself for sitting here playing coy about who I'm talking to, and you guys are just reading the messages. Oh, man, I'm bad at this. Oh, I'm bad at this. Who's my favorite Genshin Impact character? Nah, I've never played that game. I think my brother played that game, though. Genshin Impact. Is that one of those phone games or something like that? The only way to join the Discord is if I have to direct message you, or you have to be able to direct message me. So if you end up like retweeting my content or anything like that, then if I follow you, you can message me, and I will give you an invite potentially. Right now, the Discord is private. What is my rationale for believing Grusch? So you have to realize that when it comes to credibility for people, it's not a kind of situation where they produce evidence. You have to look at what they say in totality, right? And for Grusch, he's putting his life on the line, right? He's making himself a public figure. He's talking in front of Congress under penalty of perjury, where you can go to prison for lying to Congress. So first of all, I don't think if somebody goes to Congress, you shouldn't just assume they're lying. I mean, that's a huge risk, right? And so I think that Grusch is telling the truth because of the totality of the information that I have seen about UAPs and UFOs in the last few years, including the 4chan leaker, the EBO scientist. I think that those are two of the more credible leaks that are out there that, again, you can't really confirm them because all this stuff's being kept hidden. So it almost becomes a situation where why would you not believe him at this point, right? I think that a lot of people think that unless they have absolute proof, nothing can be real. It's almost like, I call it like the 2020 syndrome of people who are younger. If you're a little bit older, you realize that like in an investigative case, it's not about having like absolute proof of watching the person do something, although we have 2 videos of that happening ourselves. It's about what story makes sense that they're telling. Is it supported by, other evidence? Is the way that they're speaking generally? Usually when I listen to somebody, I can tell if they're bullshitting like right away. And I don't know if this has to do with the fact that I've played poker a lot in the past. It's funny, Julian and I were talking about this, and Julian was claiming to be some kind of rounder, which I knew he was full of crap. But I used to play poker a lot, at a very high level. Like that's some of the most expensive games in the world. I've played in the World Series of Poker main event before. And I think that those skills help you to understand when people are lying or not and get tells off of people. And the one thing you learn is it's very hard to tell if people are lying. Usually you can tell based on, I don't know, just little things. If I have a superpower, like determining if people are credible is one of them. I will be on potentially the tinfoil hat with Sam Tripoli. He asked me on Twitter earlier. So there's very good possibility that will happen. I don't think it's been confirmed. I imagine there's a lot of people talking to him, telling him not to talk to me or whatever, that Ashton's so rude and so arrogant. But that's fine. I don't care. Alex Jones mentioned you. Wow. Yeah, we got to look that up. I don't know if I want to... If I go on Alex Jones, I'm definitely going to get labeled as alt-right. There's no way around it, probably. I don't know. I wonder if I should just lean into it, even though I don't think I'd consider myself alt-right, but hey, man, I don't know. If it helps get the word out. The problem is then people try to discredit the case, say it's like QAnon or something. There's no such thing as QAnon. Why would we use a Reaper drone to capture video if we have orb technology? I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Do you think the orbs have video cameras in them? Seems unusual. I think the answer is for intelligence purposes. What do I think happens next? I'm not really sure. I don't know what happens with the future. I'm just doing stuff. I don't have schemes or plans. I put all my cards on the table, and we just see what happens, right? I think the other thing too is a lot of people have their preconceived notions about what this UAP phenomenon is. And for me, my views are just wide open. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we're dealing with aliens from another planet, if we're dealing with ultra-terrestrials, maybe like beings that are our cousins on this earth. I do think that what David Grusch says is probably true, but I think we should be careful with the lens with which we interpret his information. So that we're not putting our own biases in it. A lot of people want there to be what is it, the Galactic Federation or whatever. I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm not sure I really even believe that aliens are visiting us. To me, if the most likely scenario would be that there would be beings that are already here. That's to me in my mind, but I don't know. And from what I've been hearing, I would say that the way we came upon this technology is we've reverse engineered it over a long period of time. And that maybe we found something buried, Talking with Dave Rossi, I think we realized too that like these craft, if they are hovering around here on our planet, they're not invincible. People ask, well, how could they crash? Well, because their flight mechanism might be based on our magnetic fields, our gravitational field, and just because they have a technology that may seem advanced to us doesn't mean they're more advanced than us in every way. We were talking about that when we talked a little bit about the pyramids and historical cultures, is that perhaps in some ways they were more advanced than us. Maybe they understood, like if you do play video games like Civilization, you'll realize you can go down different research paths. So you might be more advanced in one way, but less advanced in another way. I think that's how we should think about it if there are other beings out there. Am I familiar with Missing 411? I reached out to Missing 411, but I've heard not positive things about the person in general. Doesn't mean I wouldn't listen to them, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what else. Sorry, I missed some messages. If I missed your message and you have it and I didn't answer, let me know. I think we're going to try to take a look and see if we can find the Alex Jones thing, because I definitely want to hear what he's saying, regardless of anyone's opinions. Why would we use rockets when we have anti-grav tech? Well, JML, I think that's self-explanatory. You don't reveal your trump card, right? If we start making anti-grav ships, they're gonna get captured, reverse engineered, etc. This is the kind of technology that is transformative, that will change the whole world. So if you start making anti-grav planes, then everybody's gonna have anti-grav planes. Everybody's gonna have that technology. This kind of technology, the kind of technology we see in the videos, which I'll show here. This kind of technology here is the kind of technology that you keep hidden to the last minute, only when you have to use it in desperate situations, which is why I think that the motive here has to be about something more than money or patents. It has to be about the intellectual property on board. I don't even think it can really be about saving the plane like out of the goodness of your heart, because you don't risk this kind of technology becoming publicly available for even a passenger plane full of people. You just let it crash. This kind of technology is kind of technology that if you've watched my Dave Rossi interview, you'll know the implications. And the implications here are huge. We're talking about being able to wipe out any nuke that was shot at us, like basically perfect defense. Someone shoots a nuke, you send the orbs up, teleport it back onto them, you might even annihilate it, and there's nothing they can do about that. These technology is so advanced that it's not the kind of stuff you just start rolling out, your super ships. But we probably have some. But ultimately, JML, that's the word. That's what we're dealing with here, is that this technology should be made available to all of us. Is that what we see here will change everything. We don't need chemical propulsion anymore. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Dave Pallades of Missing 411. I don't know if Dave Pallades of Missing 411 is really going to be able to get on board with this. For a lot of people, no matter what your political spectrum is on this, it's too much, right? Why do we have girlfriends when we have fembots? That's another good example, right? Sometimes the outdated stuff is a little bit better, right? I think the Biden administration definitely knows what's going on here. I mean, Biden was vice president when this happened. Obama's definitely implicated. This is the kind of thing that has to come directly from the president. There's no way Obama did not know that this went down. No way. He had to sign off on this type of thing, I'm sure. And it makes sense. If you look at Obama's stuff, he was actually like all about disclosure. Then he gets into office, and then he just goes quiet about it. This happens to every president. Trump too. Did you see Grant Levac's post about the smoke? Yes, I blocked Grant because he came into my DMs trying to debunk stuff, and I didn't want to talk to him about it because I'm extremely busy and I don't like to deal with people on a one-to-one basis. And so then he goes and makes this post like trying to chop me up and chop my quotes up to try to make me look bad. Don't ever do that, guys. That's how you get blocked permanently, okay? I'm done with the UFO community. I'm done with these types of people. I told Grant that he can come up with his own theories if he wants, but to try to chop me down or my ideas down is just the very stereotypical type of person that I try to avoid, right? So if Grant wants to delete his post and make a formal apology, then I will consider unblocking him, and not until then. So don't do that. Don't come in my DMs. Don't come in my DMs telling me what to think. The rule still applies. We were actually at a very good run where we didn't have that happening for a little while. But everybody feels so self-important that they feel like they should have a one-on-one conversation with me about the case, which the reality is I'm just too busy for that, guys. So I think he got offended when I told him I didn't want to talk about it in DMs, and then he made this post about me, and that's a huge mistake, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's how you get blocked and how you are no longer part of the investigation. Justin, I'm a fake bot. It's a great podcast with Dave yesterday. Yeah, the joke there is that when we were in the space with Danny and Julian, like they're like, "Oh, someone told us that Ashton's buying bots," and that all the commenters are bots. All of the negative comments. I'm like, dude, like these guys are not living on planet Earth, man. So anyway, I don't think anything's been scrubbed off the internet, UFO nut. Oh, and I might have to repost some of. Oh, hey Robert, thank you very much. I think that's you. Yeah, thanks Robert for the dono. Yeah, I don't think. Wait, I'm trying to understand your context of your message here. I don't think whoever did it to save the plane, but to keep the information out of people's hands. The problem with that, Robert, is that you can just let this plane crash. This plane is on an emergency landing right here. And here's the thing about, real quick, about the smoke. I don't think this can be exhaust. That's the only other possibility, is that this is exhaust. This can't be fuel. The fuel would be dropping. You know, fuel is going to drop to Earth. It's heavy. And it's probably going to show up cold in the thermal as well. So this can only be exhaust or smoke. And I just don't think exhaust is going to be this visible. Not like this is here. So, you know, people want to argue about where the smoke's coming from. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where the smoke's coming from, right? Like, everybody's so invested in trying to nitpick things. It's a matter that it's not contrails, that this plane is flying low, right? And we have an eyewitness on the ground who sees smoke coming out of the back of the plane. So it's like, okay, man, whatever you want to believe the smoke's coming from, I just don't care. And so this plane, if it lands in the ocean here, it's just going to rip apart, man. Like, let me find the other video of that. I'm really worried about accidentally revealing information. I don't want to have to delete any more streams. I keep having to delete streams. But yes, if you guys didn't see the previous stream, I am talking to somebody who we were kind of trying to get their attention. Think it worked. And yeah, they may look into the case. So who knows what'll happen in the future, man. You know, somebody who has an open mind, who I respect a lot, who I've watched some of their podcasts, and I think they're the type of person that we could have like an awesome intellectual conversation about what I'd love to talk to people like, let's just say hypothetically Lex Friedman about, would be the implications of it. You know, I think Lex would love to have a conversation about what this technology means and if it's a good idea to reveal it to the world. And that's the kind of conversation I want to be having with like smart people and all UFO people too. I don't mean to put people down. So let's do airplane, crash, ocean. Oh, this is it right here. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Okay, guys, you ready? You ready to watch this?
Johnson.
You guys ready to see what happens if you try to land a plane in the ocean? And ignore this guy's crazy face here. I don't mean to say crazy in that sense, but he's got something going on here. But watch this. Okay, we're ready for the. Okay, so this is a real video here. Watch this. Does this look like this is a? Does that look solid to you guys? What do you guys think? What do you guys think there? If your plane is filled with fuel, I think it goes even worse than that. Let's give it another go. Look at what happens to this plane. This is a controlled descent. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are going to survive that, guys. Certainly not in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the night where it's pitch black. And the other part, too, is remember, it's pitch black. So somebody made the point, too, that in third world countries like Malaysia, the landing gear, the lights on the runway were probably turned off in Penang. So if the lights in Penang are off, then landing on the ground is going to be extremely difficult. It was probably a doom in that case. Yeah, Sully Sullenberger pulled off, and that was on the Hudson River. Okay, the Hudson River is not like landing in the ocean at all. Any congressional representation support, guys? All I'm going to say is I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to smile at the camera, guys. Let's just say I might be talking to people. But also just say, if I hypothetically was going to talk to anyone in government, I probably can't talk about it because I want to keep it close to the chest. So. The family seeking compensation is something that I may do another piece on because it's just so weird, man. And thank you again, Robert, for that donation. Appreciate it, man. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to delete any evidence review streams. In fact, we need to do another evidence review stream. I would definitely like to do one. So let's just make a quick note here. What we got going on? New evidence review stream. Salvatore. I don't know if we're going to have time for all this tonight. Alex Jones or something. Was that on InfoWars? I'm not sure. We got to find that. Why do you guys think Lex is a shill? I'm curious. Anytime somebody tells me negative things about somebody, that just makes me want to talk to him more. As long as Lex isn't going to try to pull what the other podcasters did, then I absolutely don't care what his opinions are on anything. And if people say that he's a shill, that just makes me want to talk to him even more. Anna Polina Luna, I like her a lot, actually. I like the way she talks. I like that the UAP disclosure stuff is coming from both sides. That, you know, she's a Democrat, Moshowitz is a Democrat, and then you have Gates and Burchett, who are Republicans. I think it's important that it's a non-political issue. I think that we're never going to get disclosure from the government. That's just not going to happen. It's never going to come from the government. They're going to cover it up. I mean, look at the technology. Look at the implications of what we're dealing with. This is national defense issue here. This even gives me pause, guys. If this wasn't MH370 on this video here, I would probably be applying for government jobs. I would say, hey guys, yo, I want to be involved in the orbs, man. Hook it up. But because that's MH370, we're doing what we're doing. We need this to get revealed to the world. That's the reality of it. You know? I mean, this just deserves to be public, man. These families just didn't get any answers. This pilot gets vilified. The witnesses all get discredited. Imagine being a witness that sees this and you report it, and then they just like crap all over your sighting. It's just ridiculous, man. Was Lex all over the place? I mean, he's pretty young, so I think he just kind of appeared. I mean, where did I come from, right? You can make the same argument about me. Like, where did Ashton come from? He just, in 3 months, he's all over the place now. Well, the answer is, this is a pretty huge thing going on right now, and we have a grassroots movement that is supporting it. You know, like how many people are in this right now? I didn't even post this. 256 people are watching right now. And I didn't even post this on my Twitter. So people want to know information. Band.video, is that where I can find it? Okay, I'll take a look. Boy, people really have divided opinions over Lex. The more you guys hate on him, the more I want to talk to him. And the reality too is, just even if somebody was a glowy, it doesn't mean they're necessarily bad. What I've been told behind the scenes, and I have connections now, is that there's sides to this. Some people want this stuff to come out. Some people don't want this stuff to come out. You know, so yeah, this would be a massive paradigm shift, guys. This is huge. And what somebody said, yeah, they need to be able to continue their oil wars or their proxy wars in the Ukraine, which, you know, we could probably just win the war anytime we would want. But it's not about that. It's not as simple as just taking things over. It's not as simple as, oh, we'll just make all the Russians Americans. Like, that's not nearly that simple. Is Putin even still alive, guys? Is Putin still alive? I heard rumors that he had, like, died. I don't know if that was real or not. I mean, being around for 6 years, 7 years, 2017 is when I got interested in UAPs, so that was a long time ago. That's 6 years ago, guys. Yeah, take it easy, JN. Appreciate you guys. If anyone has to go to sleep, appreciate you. Lex is the intellectual man's Andrew Tate. Well, I would talk to Andrew Tate, too. I don't give a crap. Yeah, you guys got to realize, I don't have sides, man. I don't have sides. I'm willing to talk to anyone who wants to talk about the evidence, talk about the situation, talk about the case, talk about, you know, get the evidence out there to people, because what we're dealing with here crosses political spectrum, man. Crosses the political spectrum. This is huge, man. It's huge. Now, I know you guys aren't all hating on Lex. A lot of you guys like him. Obviously, you guys like him. Hey, everybody. Hey, Alex. Okay, let's see if we can find. We're just chilling tonight. Yeah, if I got on Andrew Tate, how hilarious would that be? I like it would just be hilarious, man. Like the dichotomy between like this situation and this technology in them. I'm not sure that like people like the Tates would like even believe this, right? I think that both sides have a difficulty believing this. What Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate would appreciate is the cover-up aspect of this, right? And the aspect of like the vilification that happens. Because I said this on my other podcast, which I may, or my other stream, which I may have deleted. I don't like to talk too much about politics stuff and people who are very controversial. But I do think that the Tates, I think the U.S. government stepped in to make sure that the Tates were, let's say, marginalized, right? They needed the world to believe that they are not people that you should listen to. And so they got Romania to drum up some charges on them, right? That makes it sound like now if anybody thinks about them, they're going to think about the allegations against them, right? And they're not going to think about how much influence they have. Which that's the part that scares me, man. The government doing stuff like that to people is what scares me. Like, you know, trying to find some stuff in your history and trying to like wreck you or whatever. That's the stuff that spooks me. But yeah, he's a smart guy, man. You guys shouldn't underestimate people like Andrew Tate. Like he's definitely an intelligent guy, man. He's well read. You're not going to be able to, you know, trap him or whatever in a conversation. No chance. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think they might have done the same with Alex Jones too. Like that's why I've been having to go back to all my preconceived notions about people, and that's why we don't judge people ahead of time, no matter what, no matter who they are, right? So maybe I should say that about Alex Jones as well, because we're about to go watch something potentially. Did they really go to prison? The Tates were thrown in jail. They were thrown in pre-trial detainment. Imagine getting put in jail for months without any formal charges. In Romania, they can do that. It's called pre-trial detainment. And so they don't even charge you formally. They just throw you in jail during pre-trial detainment while they investigate the case. That's not like in America. In America, they charge you right away. Then you can bail out. And when I say bail out, it means they set bail as long as they don't think that you are, and this is for the auditors guy, right? This is where I mean about equal justice. Thank you, Banner. Appreciate it, man. That in America, you bail out, you pay money, and then you can get out of jail, and then you can have the trial go on while you're out of jail. In Romania, they threw these guys in jail for months, didn't let them out, didn't charge them formally while they just smeared them in the media. Like, that's like, damn, dude. I'm 100% sure the FBI, the government was involved in that. Anyway, we won't talk too much more about that. Yeah, it's actually a little bit similar to Edward C. Lynn. Edward C. Lynn was put in pretrial detainment. They wouldn't let him out, but the judge, like, doesn't list any, like, strong reasons why he shouldn't be free. I mean, unless you think he's a spy, like, let the guy out. Robert, thanks a lot, man. Really like the Bob Greenier interview. We'll have to have him back on. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Why did the Nightbot hit you, Banner? Oh yeah, don't do all caps or too many characters, guys. More than 3 special characters in a row. Nightbot's a beast, yo. He's a beast. It's funny because sometimes I think about like what it would be like if I was on someone like Andrew Tate. Like I feel like he would be like, "Hey, Ashton, you gotta hit the weights, man. You gotta work out." I imagine working out with him and then doing like a intellectual conversation about the Matrix. I would love it. That'd be too funny, man. That'd be too funny. Yeah, in terms of his following, you know, I think that he cultivates a group of people that, yeah, I don't know if I agree with everything, but I don't know. It's not that big a deal. I think people can believe whatever they want to believe. They can have their own opinions on however they want. As long as people aren't out there, you know, committing crimes, you know, it's fine if people want to be, you know, exercise their freedom. Yeah, right. Can you actually block Nightbot? I don't think you can, man. Nightbot's a beast. So yeah, that's an actual bot. Okay, let's see if we can do some stuff that's relevant here. What was it, ban.video or something? How do I find this stuff, guys? You seem to know a lot about Tate, almost like he's your idol. No, not really. I did follow the case though, many months ago. Because again, I believe in equal justice, so I'm very curious. There's Alex Jones right there. Is there something on here? Where do I find the thing about Alex Jones? Ban.video? Okay. What if I become Tate 2.0? I don't think there's any chance of that, guys. Do you guys know which of these shows he talked about the case on? I was talking to Kim.com, and he made me promise that I wouldn't change or become egotistical if this got big, and yeah, I never will. So I would never let fame change me in any way. That's just not going to happen. So don't worry about that. Do you think he's on the Alex Jones show? Where do you think I have to find the thing about this? Yeah, it might be hard to find the spot. This one? How many things does he do per day? Boy, he's got a decent amount of views, man. You're already arrogant. You're so arrogant. I love how that's the claim against me, is that I'm arrogant. Really? That's the take, huh? Okay. I think, what's the difference? Oh, here we go. What's the difference between arrogant and is she spell her name with an A or an E? What's the difference between arrogant and being right? What do you guys think? I'm not sure what the difference between being arrogant and being correct is. It's a fine line, I feel like. Yeah, actually, I agree there too. Like Alex Jones getting hit for $1 billion for what, defamation or whatever, is pretty ridiculous too. And I was never a fan of Alex Jones, really. Although I want to be careful because now, given how everything's gone down, I don't know. I've had to reassess all my preconceived notions. I never thought I would be looking at a rabbit hole as deep as the rabbit hole that we've been in. I'd rather be right than arrogant. Yeah, arrogance is confidence without humility. That's interesting. I like that. Delivery? Maybe. What's this about? Yeah, this was not released by the government. Anyone who thinks that these videos are released by the government has not been paying attention. Quite the opposite. They're still hiding this stuff, man. People can believe whatever they want, but I think a lot of people go a little bit too down the rabbit hole. A little too down the rabbit hole with this. Like, we're exposing this because it is the government. We're not exposing it because we are the government. Quite the opposite. And if anyone thinks I'm a disinformation agent or whatever, then again, they haven't been paying attention, man. Disinformation agents aren't streaming every night, letting you watch them work in real time. Damn, Brian Lupo just named me. I think that's CanCon, right? I fell asleep for it. Oh, he just messaged me. Wait, did he follow me? We're gonna have to watch that too. Yeah, this is getting big, guys. Imagine if we were on Tim Pool. Did he follow us? Scared about clicking my messages. I don't think he's following us. No, he's not. Oh, wow. Do you guys know what the culture war is? With Tim Pool? I don't know about that. Is Tim Pool called you a PR grifter? Hermes? Wait, when were you on Tim Pool? Let's see. What would be your reaction if Edward Sealand publicly denied leaking the videos and denounced them as fake? I don't know. I don't think I'd believe it. He'd need to explain what he got charged with. I mean, the evidence is overwhelming that Edward Sealand's the guy, man. Completely overwhelming. Guys, don't... I don't want to ban anybody, so don't be derogatory towards any races or anything like that. I don't you know. Let's see. Also, there's certain topics we're not going to talk about, like wars in the Middle East that are happening. There's no winning. There's no right sides is the issue. Yeah. And somebody just brings up a perfect comment. I will say this comment. So he would bring Ashton on and be like, so how about Israel versus Hamas? Guys, I'm not touching that with a 50-foot pole. Like, that's just... I've got a lot of friends that were from Israel. I lived overseas. I'm friends with people who are on the other side as well. It's a very complex situation. You think we can convince Tim Pool? Maybe, man. Maybe. I think that would be pretty huge. Let me take a look at one of my text messages here. Yeah, so Tim sounds skeptical like anyone would be, but I think that once you go through the evidence with people, it will make it pretty apparent. So you guys think we're going to be able to find... Can anyone figure out... If anyone can help figure out where the Alex Jones thing is, that would be big. Edward C. Lynn. Somebody spelled it correctly. C is middle name. So someone help me figure out where this is at. And we're going to look at Tim Pool's show. Where's his show at? Is it on YouTube? I thought he has a website. I thought he was banned off YouTube. Maybe not. Oh, the culture war. This is what they're talking about potentially having me come on. Damn, this would be crazy. Imagine if I'm on a show like this with had people like Vivek on it. Damn. My opinion of Vivek is like this dude feels like he's... I can't decide what this guy's deal is. Feels like he has a lot of support, that he's like being selected. His stuff was just too highly produced. Search bar. Yeah, see, this is... Like, I think I have to go to his website, right? Yeah, this stuff's not right. Timcast. Oh, Timcast is what it is, right? Pretty sure it's Timcast. Yeah, Lex Friedman would be the best. That's what I would enjoy the most, because he's just an intellectual, right? Somebody who's deeply introspective. I need a timestamp for the Alex Jones thing. Wherever this is, I have no idea. I don't want to go digging for it. Yeah, on the InfoWars thing, I'm not sure where that's at. So the Timcast thing, oh, there it is. Brian Luke. This is... Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, guys. Holy crap. Not only did it get a mention, it's... We gotta take a picture of that. How do I send this? Wow, guys, yo. Whoa. This thing is getting huge, guys. This is getting huge. Hard to ignore. I think we are definitely going to get labeled alt-right. I think it's pretty hard to not get labeled alt-right at this point, but oh well. Let's go, guys. Holy crap. I mean, we were just on the front page. Look at this. Holy crap. What does synchronicity mean? I don't know what that means. Is that a conspiracy thing? I'm not sure about Bob Lazar anymore. Alex Jones was showing the Greg Reese video? Because Greg Reese already did the thing on us as well. Alt correct. Oh, I could have screen captured it, but I needed to text message it to somebody. But we can do that. Man, my Discord is popping off. Man, so many messages. Man, Robert, thanks again, man. You've been donating a lot. I appreciate it. Yeah, and so, I mean, a lot of this, too, is like, even if somehow we were wrong about some of this, like, there's still too much evidence. Something clearly happened, guys. 48-minute mark, Horsey? Okay. Which one? Okay, and then the shout out from Brian Lupo is at 157 in today's stream. Okay, let's see. Is there not like a link to listen to this? Oh, you have to log in to view the content? Members only. Oh, man. Members only? That's whack. Damn. Is he on the Daily Show? Is that what he was on? This feels bad. Yeah, when people tell me something's fake, then I want to look into it even more. So I don't know. Maybe this one looks like his live show. 157. Oh wait, no. This one was what, 47 minutes? Something like that. Why can't I hear anything?
After they took the shots. Trying. That mental health, that with deep research. Infowars.com.
Oh, he is still part of Infowars, so he definitely knows then about the plane situation. Anyone know in here where he talks about it? Anyway, let me know if you guys can figure out where the Alex Jones thing is. I'd love to hear it. I want to monitor whatever social media people are talking about us on. EJ Vasquez, perspectives on ultra-intense laser-driven terahertz radiation from plasmas pushed in the American Institute of Physics. Google it. Lasers change matter. Yeah, honestly, you should check out the interview with Dave Rossi, because I think he was mentioning the same things as well, that you can allow this, what is it? Oh, God. Too tired tonight. Self-organization to happen in a I don't know if it's a lattice or in a helix or a caduceus type manner, and that they can change from was it matter to resonance or sound or something. Pretty interesting. It's a little too advanced for me. Synchronicity is when God winks. It's interesting. Yeah, the important parts are the verifiable facts, and I think the most important parts are that we found our leaker, that we can prove that it didn't crash in the South Indian Ocean, and something else happened. I don't really do forensic analysis on the video. Really, I think that's where I leave it to the world and the debunkers to handle that. I do the investigative side of the video, looking at the evidence in the video, trying to determine what happens. Oh, I have to pay to watch it? Man. Do we have to become a member of Tim Pool's thing? Well, I wonder if it'll come out, but this is pretty big though anyway. And it's funny because he just messaged me while we were talking here. We're going to do an evidence review later this week, most likely. We'll do an official evidence review. Maybe I should make a post about it. Should we do an evidence review tomorrow? Let me look at my calendar real quick. 156 on Tim's. Yeah, I don't have the thing to be able to pay for this though. Damn. Do you guys know if there's anywhere else to watch this? Oh, here it is. Here it is. He gives me a shout out, man. This guy, CanCon.
I'm not
Nice
bound
guy.
by any contracts or anything, but I'm honor bound not to say these things.
Hopefully I don't get
Projects that are
copyrighted for
being
this.
Worked on right now are Star Trek level sci-fi. Star Trek level. Let me put it this way.
We need to talk to
say
Tim
as much
Pool,
as I can
guys.
say.
We need to talk to Tim Pool.
Star Trek. They are able to
We need to talk
communicate
to Tim
with
Pool.
Starfleet light years away.
Faster than light communication is what he's talking about.
Just imagine that level of technology, like these kinds of ideas, like how would that even be possible? Things like this, things like Elysium.
Guys, we need to talk to Tim Pool. We need to talk to Tim
Like,
Pool, guys.
I have seen the projects. It is.
He is
wild,
connected.
The stuff they're building.
He is
I
connected.
think technology ends the moment AI goes exponential. The point of singularity, when AI becomes so
Holy
smart, it can
shit.
rapidly expand
I didn't
itself,
think he was this
and
connected and
it's just
intelligent. No offense,
500
Tim Pool.
times-
I don't mean that in a bad
5
way.
million times above human consciousness.
I thought he would be way more
I
skeptical.
got to give a shout out real quick to my friend Ashton Forbes on Twitter.
Let's go!
MH370, the teleportation theories behind it. It's wild. I had him, again, another guy I had on my podcast a couple weeks ago. They've got it down to where I 100% believe that we have some sort of a teleportation device, the MH370 from 2014.
You think it's they teleported
Yep.
the plane away?
Yep.
I don't know about all that.
This guy and a group of other people, not just credit to him, but they've been going through this. I mean, they've pieced it together.
Brian, if you're watching, I love you, man.
They
I
know the
fucking
satellites
love
that
you.
we're
I don't care if I don't
watching
get
when it happens.
monetized. I love you.
They know
Well,
the guy
crashed.
that they think did it. He was arrested and imprisoned.
Wait, like a guy fired a teleportation.
No. These 3 orbs start flying around the plane, and then just all of a sudden, poof, it's gone.
Nah.
Tim, look at it. I'm
Tim.
telling you.
Tim,
I was
look
very
at it,
skeptical.
Tim.
Look at it.
You just mentioned faster than light communication.
It's the simple solution.
Where is it?
Occam's Razor.
Where is it?
A plane crash in the middle of the ocean? What do
Where
you
is
mean,
it?
where is it?
Nope,
Where
nope,
is it?
Tim.
Where are all the other boats that have crashed and sank?
Oh,
Nope.
yeah, a seven. You got to look into it.
Yeah, the simple Occam's
Yeah.
Razor. Simple solution.
Tim,
seems to be the
you got to look into it, my man.
So a plane
You got.
crash,
We have got to
uh,
talk,
it
man.
sinks,
We have
fragments
got to
of
talk.
ocean current send them away. They find someone, they don't find the rest.
Alex
Just
Jones is
really
35 minutes and 30 seconds.
But I
Thank you,
think
Esoteric
people want
Gold.
to live in. People want to believe the world's not so boring.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me turn the volume up. You guys, we're gonna listen
Some
to
of
it
the
again.
projects that I've learned about that are classified government contracts. Anybody
We're-
listening?
We're gonna listen to this again,
I've talked
guys.
to people in government. I've talked to people in medical research. I cannot say. I'm not bound by any contracts or anything, but I'm honor bound not to say
Wow.
these things. But the projects that are being worked on right now are Star Trek level sci-fi. Star Trek level. Let me put it this way. I can say as much as I can say. In Star.
He's talking about faster than light communication right now, guys. He's talking about faster than light communication. Let's just... Dave Rossi, what are the implications, guys? What are the implications? Faster than light communication. Here it is. All you have to do is reapply these to these other aspects. Of course, I would never mention his hat, guys. Come on. I don't care about stuff like that. But wow, he gets it, but he is not realizing the other implications of the exact thing he's talking about right here. If you have faster than light communication, it enables all these other things. Faster than light communication. That's what he's talking about with Star Trek. He doesn't realize that teleportation is also possible. Quantum teleportation. If we can teleport information, it's just a matter of unifying quantum and macro. And thank you, Vasquez. I may have to take a look at your information that you mentioned above. I appreciate that. Did I get everybody else's stuff? It does not surprise me that it all comes down to lasers as well. Macroscopic quantum phenomenon, guys. OKC, you've got
Star
it.
Trek, they are able to communicate with Starfleet
Can you guys hear him better now? I turned up the volume.
light years away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just imagine that level of technology, like these kinds of ideas, like how would that even be possible? Things like this, things like Elysium, they're being built.
Like, message while
I
you guys
have
listen to
seen the
this.
projects. It is wild, the stuff they're building. I think technology ends the moment AI goes exponential. The point of singularity, when AI becomes so smart, it can rapidly expand itself. And then it's just 500 times, 5 million times above human consciousness.
I gotta give a shout out real quick to my friend Ashton Forbes on Twitter. MH370, the teleportation theories behind it. It's wild. I had him, again, another guy I had on my podcast a couple weeks ago. They've got it down to where I 100% believe that we have some sort of a teleportation device, the MH370 from 2014.
You think it's they teleported the plane away?
Yep.
I don't know about all that.
This guy and a group of other people, not just credit to him, but they've been going through this. I mean, they've pieced it together. They know the satellites that were watching it when it happened,
and it just
they know the guy that they think did it. He was arrested and imprisoned.
Wait, like a guy fired a teleportation?
No. These 3 orbs start flying around
Yeah, Tim, when was the last time an airliner crashed and nothing was found? It didn't crash into the ocean, man. Tim, we need to talk, buddy. We need to talk. If Tim knows about faster than light communication information, then yeah.
the plane. And then just all of a sudden, poof, it's gone.
Nah.
Tim, look at it. I'm telling you, I was very skeptical. Look at it.
Nah. Plane crashed.
Nope.
It's the simple solution.
Where is
Occam's Racer.
Where is it?
A plane crashed in the middle of the ocean? What do you mean, where is it?
Where is it?
Where are all the other boats that have crashed and sank?
Oh yeah, but a seven. You got to look into it.
Yeah, the simple Occam's Razor. Simple solution tends to be the one that makes the least amount of assumptions. So a plane crashed. It sinks.
Least amount of assumptions is that the plane can't crash without leaving a debris field. That's not possible. We've got 2 videos watching this plane teleport. 2 videos.
Fragments ripped apart. Ocean currents send them away. They find some of them. They don't find the rest. That's just the really easy explanation. But I think people want to believe the world's not so boring. I will tell you.
So I completely disagree with his take right there. That the people don't want to believe that people want to believe that the world is boring, actually, is what it comes down to. If we have faster than light communications, then we absolutely can do these other things that we're seeing, guys. That's why this is so huge. This is why I actually think we can convince Tim now. I thought for sure he'd be skeptical like anybody is, but faster than light communication comes directly from the double slit experiment. And yeah.
Some of the projects that I've learned about that are classified government contracts, wild stuff. We'll see if we get to that point. Technology advance.
And just in case he's listening or anyone else is listening right now, no debris field, no acoustic detections, cell phones still ringing days later, no ELT transponders go off, no black boxes found. It's on an active shipping route. No one sees anything. Supposedly crashes in the daytime. Guys, this plane did not crash into the South Indian Ocean. No chance.
Advances. And I'm sure when radio first came out, people were like, wow, this is crazy. Like, how do we communicating over wireless? How does it work? And they had to explain it. The charged electromagnetic spectrum was beyond human comprehension, and then we found evidence of it. It's like Sudoku puzzle. AI is going to map out the universe. It's going to be wild. And understand how crazy it's going to be when there's going to be a single terminal, a godlike AI, and you're going to be able to ask it, I want to create an exosuit like Iron Man, and it will just be able to give you schematics to make it
Brian
perfect.
right now.
And it will explain what's possible, what's not possible, because it's just mapped everything.
I couldn't say it very well.
So I was looking at a rock. There's
Yeah,
a
I think he
rock
did
store
fine.
at the Frederick Mall.
he
It's
did
awesome.
fine.
They have rocks.
Anyway, so wow, that was wow, guys. If we can get on Tim Pool, we can convince Tim Pool. I'm 100% sure now. I'm 100% sure. Yeah. No, I understand how big the South Indian Ocean is, guys. Federally regarded, there's nowhere else for the plane to go. The plane runs out of fuel in the official flight path. There's nowhere else this plane can go. They've searched everywhere. What people need to realize is this argument, the ocean's really big, is frankly stupid. It's just stupid. There's nowhere else for the plane to go. We searched everywhere that the plane could have gone. You can't not have a debris field for a 777 crashing into the ocean. We just literally pulled up the video of a plane ripping to pieces on a controlled descent in the ocean. There's going to be a debris field visible from space for days. We're going to find it the very next day if the plane ripped apart in the ocean. This is not like it was 1995. It was 2014. There's no acoustic detections for a plane crashing into the ocean. There's no way the plane could have crashed in the ocean. Not possible. That's what's amazing about the case. We almost don't even need the videos. That's how strong the evidence is. Where somebody said it was at 35 minutes. Man, I've got to look back up now. Was anyone paying attention where the MH370 thing was in this Alex Jones thing? Yeah, we're getting talked about by people, man. This is pretty big. That was wild, man. That Alex Jones said faster than light travel or communication is possible. I mean, he's right on it. He's where I was a while ago. Well, once you start to see this and you dig into this, 3530. Found it.
Tampering with our DNA, that they're able to shut down our immune systems.
This doesn't seem right.
Of something to our DNA.
Yes, but I don't know how exactly.
Or how it's being triggered.
I don't know that either.
Or why it's happening now.
Thanks, Banner. Appreciate it, man.
What can we possibly do?
We need to act quickly.
3538.
About that.
Well, I was
Did I go past it?
I was wrong about
I don't
what's
see it
causing
here.
Dead wrong, in
This is
fact.
X-Files
But
stuff.
it's clear
by corporate greed. Use that
With some big quote stars. Up. You know better. So that's what this is, ladies and gentlemen. And
Anyway, am I on the wrong video?
globalists serving this
Maybe it's a different one.
are slaves. They will all be destroyed as well. And I can look into the future and tell you.
Oh, it's
with all
from
the nuclear
Rumble.
Weapons and reactors and populations.
I don't know
this
where all
gonna
this
get
stuff
out
is,
of
man.
control,
Is it?
And the globalists themselves are going to be destroyed in the process. The only question is,
The globalists are going to be destroyed. Rumble. Yeah, if you're not caught up on the case, guys, don't judge, man. Federally regarded, I think you've got CNN brain, my man. They knew exactly where the sub was from the SOSA system. They knew literally where it was immediately, and they lied about it. Like, I think you got to wake up, my man. The Navy knew exactly what happened to the sub the moment it happened, and they let there be oxygen counters go off for days. So you got to realize, like, the TV's lying to you, man. You don't have to believe me. It's fine. I don't care, but you'll come to terms with it one day. You guys ready for this? Missing subs Titan was likely detected. They literally detected it the moment it happened. They let oxygen counters run down for 5 days on national television. They went and picked up the debris like the next day. They knew exactly where. These acoustic detectors can pinpoint the location. Pinpoint it. Look at this. They gave away the game here with this. This is how we also know that MH370 didn't crash in the ocean. 3 different detectors didn't detect it. This system would have detected the plane crash. They would have known exactly where it crashed. Exactly. This is why I talk about CNN brain, where people don't think critically about their own opinions. Is that you watch too much CNN and you watch these oxygen counters on TV and you're having cognitive dissonance go off. They knew exactly where the Titan sub popped. They knew exactly the moment it did, and they didn't tell anybody about it. And then 5 days later, they tell everybody, oh, yeah, we heard that. We're going to go pick it up now. It's not that they didn't know. They knew right away. This is a tiny submarine that's only holding 5 people. Tiny submarine. Tiny implosion compared to a 777 crashing into the ocean. And there's 2 other hydrophones as well that would have detected it, guys. I don't want to give up my favorite football team right now. We're in chilling Redeux right now. I had to delete the first part because I accidentally showed everybody all my messages. It's all good though. So if you come to the stream late, let's just say that we're making some pretty big connections with people. The MH370 stuff is blowing everybody's minds. 100% agree. I don't think we're talking about alien technology. We are talking about our technology, DoD, hidden technology. It's coming out, guys. It's coming out. Can't hide the truth anymore. CNN brain. CNN brain's gonna be my new thing, man. It's just people that just believe whatever's on the TV, you know. Is it on Alex Jones' show? What is all this? InfoWars show? I just want to hear the shout out, man. That's all I want to hear is the shout out. This is yesterday's show. Maybe it's not uploaded yet. I don't know. Let me see here. What else we got? Man, that Tim Pool thing is pretty awesome. I hope he reaches out. I hope he reaches out. Maybe we should clip that. Should we clip that? You guys want to clip that Tim Pool thing? We could probably get his attention. I think we're gonna do that, guys. That's a smart move, frankly. Let's find it. Where was it? Yeah, we're clipping this. If he wants to copyright strike it, I'll take it down. But we get a literal shout out. Okay, I think it was at 155.
Properly surgically implant without rejection, and here's the chemical compound needed to maintain the device in the body without rejection. It will just be able to do it. There's some wild stuff going on with AI. Some stuff that I can't even talk about. Dude, let me just say to everybody listening, I've talked to people in government. I've talked to people in medical research. I cannot say. I'm not bound by any contracts or anything, but I'm honor bound not to say these things. But the projects that are being worked on
156, let's say,
on right now are Star Trek level.
I love Brian's response here when I wish we could get on Joe Rogan. I feel like Joe Rogan's gonna get told not to talk about this, and I think he's gonna have the same response as Tim, right? Where he's gonna say it's not possible, right? But it is possible.
Sci-fi.
Sorry, I'm just trying to. Trying to cut this. Why can't I? Come on, man. What is going on here? I can't. It's not letting me cut this. Come on, man.
Right now, because it's cheaper to rent.
You know, in human.
Here we go. Cut it there. And then when did he stop talking about it?
Star Trek level. Let me put it this way.
I don't know. If Joe Rogan's out there and he wants to reveal the biggest conspiracy of all time, all he has to do is reach out. We'll make it happen whenever he wants.
I can say as much as I can say. In Star Trek,
Brian Lupo's response here, the look on his face is just
they are able
amazing.
to communicate with Starfleet light years away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just imagine that level of technology, like these kinds of ideas, like how would that even be possible? Things like this. Things like Elysium.
I don't really care about the copyright strike situation.
They're being built. Like, I have seen the projects. It is wild.
So keep in mind, guys, everybody who's this big probably has talking to with the government. Like, he just admitted that he says here that he has contacts with the government and he has to be careful about what he talks about, right? Yeah, they don't want to be in the crosshairs of the military, man.
The stuff they're building. I think technology ends.
And I'll just say I've talked to other big podcasters who you guys would know, and they've told me they're concerned about the implications of the technology, right?
The moment AI goes exponential, the point of singularity, when AI becomes so smart, it can rapidly expand its...
Well, I mean, what he's talking about here is I 100% agree with what he's talking about with respect to AI and stuff like that right now. I mean, AI scares the hell out of me.
Self, and then it's just 500 times, 5 million times above human consciousness.
I gotta give a shout out real quick to my friend Ashton Forbes on Twitter. MH370, the teleportation theories behind it. It's
Love you, Brian.
Wild. I had
Love
him
you, Brian.
again. Another guy I had on my podcast a couple weeks ago.
Just epic, epic, epic.
They've got it down to where I 100% believe that we have some sort of a teleportation device. The MH370 from 2014.
You think it's they teleported the plane away?
Yep.
Okay, 157.20. Oops.
I don't know about all that.
This guy and a group of other people, not just credit to him, but they've been going through this. I mean, they've pieced it together.
We're posting
they
this tonight,
know the
chat.
satellites that were watching it when it happened,
and it just
they know the guy
crashed.
that they think did it. He was arrested and imprisoned.
Wait, like a guy fired a teleportation?
No. These 3 orbs start.
Oops. What did I just do? Oh man, I just reset it. Okay. I'm gonna try to clip this and see how it goes. MK4, clip this. Okay, we'll see if we caught it there. The clip thing was interesting. Yeah, Tim, I don't know if he has an NDA. He might. I think he just doesn't want to say anything. Yeah, CanCon, we're gonna have to shout out to CanCon here tonight, guys. That's pretty huge, man. Tonight is a big night, man. Every night we have huge stuff happen. This is wild, man. Shout out on Timcast. Shout out on Alex Jones. We talked to somebody who's pretty big, pretty damn big today, who we kind of blew up their spot or whatever. Our bounty 8 hours ago, 213,000 views. 213,000 views on our bounty post. Holy moly. Holy moly. Yeah, that's okay. Just him giving the shout out's big enough, man. He says he talked to him after the fact too, and he wants to have us on the culture war. So, I mean, if we can get on Tim Pool in any respects and convince him, I want to convince the world. I want to convince everybody. Okay, this downloaded. Let's take a look.
Bound not to say these things, but the projects that are being worked on right now are Star Trek level sci-fi.
Yeah, Brian's on X. I'm going to tag him for you guys.
Star Trek level. 500.
Through this, I mean, they've pieced it together.
This clip is amazing.
They know the satellites that were watching it when it happened,
and it just
people.
They know the guy that they think did it. He was arrested and imprisoned.
Wait, like a guy fired a teleportation.
No.
Okay, that's the clip. We got the clip. Should we call it breaking update? I think we have to call it breaking update. Can we break the internet tonight, guys? What do you think? I don't think this will be that big, but man, we are got some big posts. What was that? Pressed the wrong button there. Sorry guys, I gotta focus for a sec, then we'll look at that. Yeah, we're posting this. Oh. Let's break the internet every night, my friends. Taking my shirt off. Let's break the internet. We're taking our shirts off, yo. We're getting serious on this. Yeah, hit the thumb like button, guys. This is gonna be wild here. Get ready for this. Yo, the mainstream media, I can't wait for them to try to discredit us. You know it's coming, man. You know they're gonna try to Andrew Tate us. The Matrix is coming. Like, this is getting too big. They're not gonna be able to contain this, man. Their attempts to have me on podcasts and try to vilify me backfired spectacularly. They must be panicking, man. They must be panicking. Can you just imagine how much they're panicking right now? Hold on. Yeah, we might need to update. We might need to update our picture here. We might have to throw some more faces on here. Mello, I love you, but you might have to get replaced by a few people. We might have to put Brian Lupo on here. We might have to put Kim.com over here. We might have to get serious with this. Yo, it's getting meme-tastic now. Yo, this is what happens when mainstream media comes for you guys. When mainstream media comes for you guys. Sorry guys, I gotta meme a little bit. I just gotta meme a little bit. Guys, stop talking to MH370. Here's the FBI right now. Trying to keep this quiet. I'm trying to keep this quiet right now. Yo, we're meme warriors out here. Yo, FBI right now. FBI's on suicide watch right now, guys. They're on suicide watch. Let's see. Where's the fourth orb? We don't know. The fourth orb could be anywhere. They can send it in any direction. Where did I put my stuff? Let's, I think we'll leave the medical healing stuff out. I think the medical healing is a little bit too much woo for people to understand at the moment. Seems pretty good, right? Yeah, it's basically magic. I almost put magic in there. Yes, they did try to put me up in the Nakano Lodge. That's when I realized that I definitely got played. You got on a price line. Yeah, you guys, we got to take politics out of the equation here, my man. The fourth orb was at Diego Garcia. If I'm being honest, I think the fourth orb was somewhere near the Maldives because of the Maldives sighting. I don't know exactly what, but yeah. Could have been pretty much anywhere. Edward C. Lin is Edward C. Lin, like his middle initial. How does this sound, guys? Seems pretty good, I think, right? We talked to Redacted. I'll talk to anybody, guys. I don't care. I think it's interesting that it seems like the right wing is more open to this than the left wing politics in the United States. I think a lot of people would have thought from the disclosure aspect that people on the right that are more religious would be the ones that have a harder time with this. Actually, it's the opposite. The religious people have less hard time with this because what this means is that we live in a construct, that there's a creator, right? I find that the people on the left wing have the hardest time with this because they have the CNN brain, that they can't really believe that stuff that more than what they've been told is true, right? This is huge, guys. You ready for this? Here we go. We're posting this. Let me just take one more read. Boom. Let's do it. Make it go viral, guys. Make it go viral. Make it go viral. Well, I do Rachel Maddow. Okay, you guys are pushing the limits, okay? You guys are pushing the limits. It is the truth moment, though. It's not about left or right. I'm not sure I'm going to do anybody who's on mainstream television. Let's... Matt Kim, who's really helped us propel this, told me I should still do mainstream television just for the exposure, but I'm not sure. It just, mainstream media disgusts me. There's no other way. Oops. Mainstream media just disgusts me. I don't know how to, I can't put it any nicer. Wow, 17 likes in 1 second in like 1 minute. Yeah, this is good. This is big, guys. The fire, deliberate or accidental. There's definitely still a situation when there is where this could be a deliberate fire. I can't rule it out. I mean, I think about it a lot. I'm not sure. This could be a situation where this was all set up from the beginning. I don't know. Yeah, you probably should make a Twitter account just to follow this. Honestly, I already had a Twitter account, so it made sense. That's why my Twitter account looks like it's from 2014, is that I never really used it. Yeah, old mainstream media is not needed anymore. We've got more impressions than mainstream media does. Good questions. Let's take some more questions before I go to sleep tonight. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so that's why it took me a while to get online today. We're not going to get a lot done today, but we've got a lot going on. Yeah, I definitely need to look into the Mesner effect. You guys want to watch some magic? Let's watch some magic, man. Let's just show Tim Pool what magic looks like. And I respect Tim Pool. I respect everybody who's willing to give this case the time and evidence and the open mind that it deserves. If Tim Pool believes in faster than light communication, then I think we can convince him. I didn't think he was even that far like open-minded. I wasn't sure, of course, but yeah, if you're that open-minded and you know that faster than light communication is possible, then you definitely will believe that this is possible. I also want to give a shout out to Investigate Earth podcast. They have been on our side from the beginning, man. They've been with us. They have given this case a platform. Let's watch magic. Let's just watch some magic in real time. This is a rock that is floating, suspended in air. Because we're looking at flux pinning here. I believe we're also looking at the Meissner effect. Look at this rock floating, suspended in the air. Just to prove there's no string, they pull a little loop out. The magnet's on the side, guys. The magnet's on the side. The magnet's not even underneath it. Look at this. How does anyone look at this and not realize that we're looking at room temperature superconductivity? Wow, man. When I saw this, it blew my mind. We're looking at a floating rock. Just amazing, man. Just to prove that this is a magnet and that it should stick to it, they take a screw just to prove it at the end. The reason why this is happening is that this is impure. The flux pinning means that part of this is superconductive and part of it's not, which is why the magnetic fields are flowing through parts of it and they're wrapping around other parts of it. And then what happens is it gets stuck, suspended in the air, just like this. Welcome to magic, guys. Welcome to the future. This is really all you have to understand that all those things I was talking about become possible with room temperature superconductivity. Like, we're going to live in Star Trek world. Yeah, it's meme magic time, guys. Let's go. I'm hyped up, man. I am hyped up. And what we learned from talking to Dave Rossi and Bob Greenier and Salvatore Pius is you don't even need metamaterials for room temperature superconductivity. Yeah, how is this doing this without liquid nitrogen? That's the question, Elver. Because it's a metamaterial that has room temperature superconductive properties. This is magic. And what we learned is, yeah, we don't even need metamaterials to do this. That this can, high temperature superconductive properties can be achieved with the right electromagnetic, I guess, shapes and forces. I'm saying it very crudely. But a lot of it comes down to toroids. Yeah, this is just, we're just looking at magic here. It's wild, man. I mean, look at this. A lot of people tried to claim that stuff like this was fake because I think the United States government and governments of the West are keeping this hidden from us because of the implications. Because if you extrapolate the implications of this, then you get to the point where we got here, where, you know, we're like, what are the implications, guys? We had to say we're not suicidal. That's how big the implications are. On my interview with Dave Rossi, I had to say that we're not suicidal, and that we won't suddenly die, if you get my drift. Wow, just wow, guys. And it's funny that somehow the reason why all these people have reached out to me, I'm just going to be speaking off the cuff here, is because I guessed it. From looking at the videos early on, I thought we had to be looking at superconductivity because of videos like this that I'd already seen. And then we start getting engineers reaching out to us being like, yeah, dude, you nailed it. I didn't know for a fact. I just, in my mind, it's the only thing that made any sense. And now that we understand it, that's what's blowing my mind. That's why, just to be 100% honest with you, like, I talked to my parents way early back, and I just asked them, like, am I living in the Truman Show? Is this a big hoax you're pranking on me? Because the reality is, I guess the reason why I sound arrogant is because, like, I literally guessed most of this stuff correctly without having the science background. And then the scientists start talking to me, being like, yeah, you got it. It's like, holy crap. Yeah, all the evidence is there, man. Jesus has some refined LK99 in his pocket. You know, and honestly, faith, religion is not inconsistent with science. That's one of the biggest mind blows to me as well. I used to be an atheist when I was younger. I just thought that, no, everything has to be, I had CNN brain, right? I thought that everything has to be simple, or whatever. It's the opposite of what Tim Pool said. People don't want there to be magic. It's the opposite. People want the world to be simple. And then when you break that open and you say, no, the world is not simple. The world is much more complex than we think it is. That's what opens you up to everything. That's what says, wow, we do have a creator potentially. We live in a universe that, even if it's a simulation, whatever, this is a situation where I couldn't be happier to be on this planet with you all. I couldn't be happier. That's why I say I'm in the most happy state I've ever been in my life. We should appreciate the time that we have on this planet. This might be heaven, so to speak, right? Religion at all. Science is not inconsistent with it. The ontological shock is huge. I think even Tim Pool will have some, because Tim Pool understands one part of this, faster than light communication. I was on board with faster than light communication back in 2008, and that's where my journey probably began 15 years ago. And ever since then, it's been an unraveling of what I thought was possible. Learning about time dilation is huge, right? I don't know if this is heaven. Maybe I misspoke a little bit, but this is not heaven, but an area. This is a universe that is probably created for us to some degree, for life to exist. I don't know. I mean, that's how I think of it. Let's see. This is going to be hell if this tech is weaponized. It could be. We have to be careful. We have to be careful, guys. What I talk about with all these podcasters and stuff is that we have to be careful about this last one here. Doomsday weapons. Doomsday weapons. Yeah, I think that there's the Bible and other stories of other religions actually line up very well, right? Yeah, and even if we're 1 in a trillion, even if this planet's 1 in a trillion, that means there's tons of other planets like ours out there, right? That means there's tons of other planets like ours out there. Holy boy. Holy moly. Well, you guys are doing your job. It's been 10 minutes. We've already got 2,000 views. You guys are doing your job. Yeah, enough potential energy in your hand to decimate a planet. EJ Vasquez, you've been paying attention, I can tell. Was that Dave Rossi that said that? Enough potential energy in your hand to decimate a planet. Just extrapolate. Extrapolate what Tim Pool said about faster than light communication, guys. We are on the precipice of a whole new world. The younger generation, the people that are just being born now, will live in a world that we don't even recognize. And what I want to say on my soapbox right now is that we can change the circumstances of billions of people on this planet. People that have nothing. People that are out there that have homeless. It impacts their mental state. I've seen it firsthand. I'm sure you guys have as well. It is not just that crazy people are out there that are homeless. It's that being homeless and having nothing also leads to having additional mental breakdown. People should not have nothing on this planet. We should be able to provide for people. If we have the ability to have free energy, there's no reason for people to be living on the streets in the cold. We should be able to take care of everyone. And I think that's part of the major reason why I am so adamant about this information, this technology getting out, despite the implications, is that we can help so many people with this. So if it leads to our ruin, I'll tell you what, that's on us. That's on us. We need to be responsible. We need to be intelligent. We need to put safeguards in place. We need to make sure that this technology is used safely and correctly. And I want to go ahead and thank right now as well Brian Lupo, CanCon. He's a real one. He's a real one. He came on a Timcast. He gave us a shout out, guys. gave us a shout out. He gave us a platform. He helped us reach a whole huge audience of people. Some of you who are with us right now probably don't realize that a lot of this CanCon was the first person from, this sphere to have us on. And it was huge. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, everybody. Appreciate it. Flat Times. Thank you very much. Thanks for being an adult in the room of children. Thank you for your constant intellect and composure in the face of crybabies. Yeah, let's not bring ourselves down to their level, although we will share the memes again. Guys, it's coming. It's coming. These guys decided not to release their video as far as I know, which was a smart move on their part. That was a smart move. Take it easy, slave. We're going to log off here in a few minutes so I can get some sleep. And then hopefully I can be rested tomorrow, or we can stay up a little bit longer. We can do some more work. But, man, this thing is getting huge, man. Yeah, this one. Jamie Mousen, he's a good guy too, man. He's a good guy. I talked to him on the phone. We had a Zoom call. He gave the case evidence. He spread it to an international audience early on. And he wanted to know about the evidence. He wanted to know about the facts. Yeah, this is from the Game of Thrones, the Battle of the Bastards, I think is what it is. Yeah, pretty awesome. Yeah, I talked to Jamie Mousen. Yeah, I've got direct lines to people that are very, very connected, guys. That's how big this thing has gotten. Yeah, as far as I know, they stopped the release of their video. They didn't. I don't know. As far as I know, they didn't release it, which is probably the smartest thing they could do because I'm sure they talked to these guys, and they realized how bad it was going for them, and decided to stop the damage. Maybe they'll come out with something else. I don't know, but if they do, I hope they, I hope they look at the evidence. Now, a lot of people have bad reputations, guys, and that's why we don't judge anybody, because I think that we are seeing here that there is disinformation out there that is trying to discredit people, right? And we're not going to let that happen. We are going to vindicate as many people as we can vindicate. That's what this movement's all about. We're going to vindicate people. And I don't even mind if Alex Jones does a thing on us. If they want to try to vilify us, let them try. Let them try. Every time they try to vilify us, they just elevate us further. We will bring this evidence to the world, and I don't care who we have to talk to make that happen. I will convince everyone on either side of the political spectrum. Yeah, plain and simple, people need to realize that science is not like fiction. When we're talking about Star Trek here, we're not talking about dematerializing the plane like teleportation, where they dematerialize stuff in Star Trek. We're talking about teleportation like warp speed travel. And a lot of this, like EJ Vasquez seems like he's pretty connected in our chat. I can just tell from the way he's speaking. He knows information. The papers are out there, guys. The science is out there. That's how I was able to find so much of this stuff. The science is out there. Yeah, I think that a lot of people have bad reputations, and maybe they do know that. But you guys, we've seen what happens if we go on people that try to discredit us, right? We've seen it. I'm not afraid. Do I seem afraid? I'll talk to anyone. The secret is coming on and being open and honest and coming prepared, right? The reason why I made this evidence list, where is it? Where's the evidence list? Give me a sec. This is why I made the evidence list, because I come prepared. I come with the evidence, hard evidence. And we'll update this list. Tomorrow, if we have some time, we'll update this list. I want to do another evidence review. So if we do another evidence review, we can update this even further, because I think the biggest part that's changed is our understanding of the science, right? The science side of it is the part that's changed the most. And the reason why I added this time dilation thing on here is because when I did go on Julian's podcast, he didn't even know time dilation's real. I mean, how is somebody going to talk down to me when they don't even know that time dilation's a real thing, right? I don't mean to disrespect him in that sense, because now I realize that a lot of people don't realize time dilation's real, and that's very important to understand a lot of this. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going on like we've been going on, guys. And yeah, Thomas Bricks, you do need mass reduction. And that's what part of this is as well, mass reduction. What we see in these videos, we're looking at mass reduction. Believe it or not. What I've been told, and again, I tell you guys everything I know that I can talk about without damaging my sources and stuff like that. Mass reduction is what's being held from us. That's what's being held back. I've already seen the stabilized footage, guys. I appreciate it. But I like to look at it without stabilization. When we see this orb come flying in like this, it's completely ignoring gravity. It's not just that it's pulling forward, it's ignoring gravity entirely. These orbs are already experiencing mass reduction. What we're looking at here is the non-radiating boundary. So when we're looking at this field here, we're looking at the field where the field is intersecting with space-time. That's what we're seeing here with this orb. The reason why the smoke doesn't stick to the plane when the footage is stabilized is because you've stabilized the footage. You cannot edit the footage and then claim there's a discrepancy. You can see from the real footage there's nothing wrong with the smoke. The smoke is perfectly consistent. So a lot of the debunkers or whatever, they modify the footage, they change the frames around, and then they try to make claims about it. Well, you've edited it, right? So again, the only debunks, and Robert, sleep well, man. Thank you very much for your donations and your support and everything. The only way to debunk this footage is to find the hoaxer, collect the $145,000 by bringing forward the source files. And I forgot to mention this, but let's just go ahead and talk about this as well. Let's finish this looking at this as well. And we see this heat signature in the orb as well, which Bob Grenier has explained to us is that we're looking at a toroid. And what's happening here is this thing is able to, in essence, capture the electromagnetic field and potentially amplify it, whatever is happening there, to a point where it can break space-time. It's wild stuff, man. Yeah, the moment you edit the footage, then you cannot use that edited footage to debunk the footage. The debunkers got pretty lazy there. Now, I want to talk before I go to sleep real briefly on the bounty. Okay, so where does the bounty come from? $145,000 bounty. Real, guys. $100,000 from Kim.com. He is a real one. I spoke to him personally. We had a big space with Kim.com. We went over the evidence. He put in $100,000. Investigate Earth podcast. They've had me on 3 times. Over 1 million downloads of the evidence. They threw in $20,000. $20,000 on this. And then just today, I spoke to a wealthy follower who has run for higher office. Okay? I confirmed all this. They've run for higher office. This means they've run for something like, Congress or Senate or one of these things. They throwing in another $25,000 towards this. Okay? So right now, the pot for proving the videos to be fake, for finding the hoaxer and providing the source material, is $145,000. Wild stuff. Wild. Thank you guys, for all those people. And I'm going to keep the last person's name quiet because I don't want people bothering them or anything like that. But I have confirmed it. I have talked to them personally over the phone. And yeah, they're real. So I want to thank that person. I want to thank Investigate Earth Podcast. I want to thank Kim.com for coming out of the woodwork as well. I appreciate you guys. You know, they believe in the evidence so strongly that they're willing to risk this. Now, I don't think that we're ever going to have to pay out because I think the reality is this footage is real. This footage is real, right? And because the footage is real, no one's ever going to be able to find the source work. No one's ever going to be able to find the hoaxer for this. This is why we were able to found the leaker, right? We already found the leaker. Edward C. Lin, like he checks all the boxes. So Yeah, take a look at this, guys. This has been awesome, guys. It's been an awesome night tonight going through all this with you guys. We gave our shout out back here. 5,000 views already in 30 minutes. It's legit. If we can get on Tim Pool, I think that'll be a huge, huge, huge way to move forward. Yeah, and it's not just enough to be able to recreate it, because realize whoever would have made this footage would not have had the luxury of being able to look at the footage and recreate it. You need to find the hoaxer and bring the source files. Whoever would have made this is going to have a computer hard drive full of their work. It's not like you can just produce the final product and hand it over. You would have a whole hard drive full of work from when you were trying to produce this, right? Like, I have a real job, so I know that when you work on something, you have like a whole thing of when you're putting it together, right? It's not like you make the Marvel movie and the only version of the Marvel movie is the final cut, you know? Thanks, Jimmy, King of the Normies. I appreciate it, man. I'm one of you guys. But yeah, so for anyone who wants to go out there, I think, you know, Corridor Crew, they're irrelevant. No offense to them, but they're irrelevant. If anyone wants to, what they should be focusing their effort on, the debunkers, is trying to find the hoaxer, trying to find their source material. There's no way that they deleted it. Come on. If you make something this good, you're not deleting it, man. You're not deleting your source work. You're going to still have it. This is why we've thrown the gauntlet down. And Ghost 915 motorcycling, yes, this is the only way for disclosure. They are not going to hand it over to us, guys. This is the opinion that I threw out there. I talked to the Leaked Project once again tonight. I did do 2 podcasts. I don't know when they're going to come out. But you saw from the government, they've already butchered the UAP bill. They're never going to admit to this stuff. They have contingencies already in place, is what I'm being told, to make sure that this stuff will not come out through the official means, because it's national defense, right? You don't want to give this information up to China and Russia, which I understand, but we shouldn't have teleported MH370 if that's the case, right? This was a huge risk, and it's not my fault that they did this and they filmed this. So they need to admit the truth here, guys. They need to come out and admit the truth. Okay, let's see if there's any last questions. And thank you, Bernie. I saw you in the chat as well, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate Jeremy Reese as well for having us on. I think that watching the Jeremy Reese interview as well shows people what we can do to convince somebody who's a skeptic, right? Somebody who came into it with an open mind but skeptic view, and then they looked at the evidence and went, "Huh, yeah, there is something here," right? And I think we can do that as well with people like Tim Pool as well. You know, if he believes that faster than light communication is possible, we can convince him. The reason why there's a lot of people that say it's debunked is that for a lot of people, no matter how strong the evidence is, they won't be able to believe it. It's just too much for a lot of people, right? It's too much. So what our goal is, true disclosure on our terms, not letting anyone set the narrative. That's the only way that this stuff will happen. We're going to make it self-evident. We're going to get the word out, the evidence out, into as many people as possible. As many people as possible. Does the bounty include someone recreating it? No, that does not. Recreating it is not good enough, because you already have source material to work with. You already have something to compare it to, right? So you can't just recreate this. You need to actually find the person who did it and get the source material. Realize that if somebody created this, they didn't have something to look at while they were creating it. So reproducing it is not good enough. Talk to Tim Burchett. That's all I'll say. The ontological shock is too much for people, guys. Yeah, we can set up another one. My calendar is getting really full, but yeah, we can set something up for like a week or two, for sure. And I'm gonna have to remember to take some time for myself. It's been a lot, but and for anyone who I've already set up stuff with, if something huge comes along where I have to go out there and can't miss it, then I'm gonna have to like reschedule some of that. But we'll see. I hope that doesn't have to happen. Mr. J, I appreciate the kind words, man. Yeah, I think that it had to come to Diego Garcia. I think that that's the only place where this plane could have gone. It makes the most sense. That's where everybody expected it to be. And when people lie, generally there's this element of truth out there, and that's what I think has happened with this as well. Yeah, the person who would fake this is going to have knowledge of physics that most PhDs have a hard time understanding, right? And not just PhDs from physics, but engineers. A lot of the people we're talking to are engineers. Electrical engineering is where this is where this all comes from, electrical engineering, right? Accepting this stuff to be real is tough, man. It's really tough. Yeah, remember, I'm not suicidal. I'm going to have to say that pretty often, I feel like, more and more as we go forward, as we get bigger and bigger. Not only am I not suicidal, I'm as happy as I've ever been in my entire life. I have made connections with people that I never in a million years would have ever thought I would be connecting with. So it's pretty wild right now. I would never be changed by fame. Never. There's no chance of that happening to me. I'm not somebody as well that gets starstruck by people. That also doesn't happen to me. I don't know. I just don't. And I won't change with fame either. If anything, if I became famous, all I would want to do is give back to other people. I would just want to help other people. That's it. And I'm going to name drop somebody who I'll probably never name drop ever again in my life. But one thing I respect about some famous people, so like let's just take like Taylor Swift, for example. One thing I respect about her from seeing, like I'm not like a huge Swiftie or anything like that, but one thing I respect about her is as she became famous, she still respects her fans, the people. She gives back as much as she can, and you can tell that it comes from a place of earnesty. That's the kind of famous person I would want to be if I ever became famous, is the type of person who doesn't forget the little people. And I don't mean little people as a derogatory comment, but like the people that have been on the ground floor with us from the beginning. You know, the reason why I'm replying to people is because I want that same mentality. When I go through my notifications, I'm not just looking for the people who are like the biggest people out there, right? I'm out there looking for people who, I don't know, that are just true. They're honest people. And so you'll see me replying to as many people as I can because I want to, you know, just be able to realize that everybody matters. Doesn't matter how big or small you are. So anyway, you don't have to be a fan of her. I was just name dropping her there. Who knows? There's some pretty weird conspiracies out there regarding some of the stuff that's going on, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you all. I'm going to go get some sleep. Let's get on Joe Rogan. Let's get on Lex Friedman. Let's get on Sam Tripoli. Let's get on Tim Pool. Let's get this to go viral. Let's make the world know about the story. And I want you guys to spread the evidence. Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to go to sleep. Spread the evidence. We have the evidence listed out here. When people ask for stuff, feel free to go ahead and spread the evidence that you find is relevant. I think the thing that people ask about most is the debris. That's the thing I get the most about. So the plane didn't crash in the South Indian Ocean. I see a lot of you guys talking about it now, and I can't thank you enough for this. And for the debris, debunking the debris out there, you know. So we've got the evidence. It's ready to go. One last dono from Flat Times again. What are the chances of the drone being out there? The drone would have had to intercept. They have 1 hour and 20 minutes to intercept it. We believe the drone was deployed from somewhere in the Car Nicobar area. So because you gave this donation, I'm just going to quickly go do this as well before we go to sleep. And if it came from the Car Nicobar area, then it could have gotten there in time. I have a picture here I'll pull up. So, oh yeah, here it is. Okay. So we think that it came from probably over here where it says VoxX. There's joint India and United States bases here. So we think it came from one of these two locations. So they deploy the drone. Drone flies down here. Our plane comes, this is where it goes dark. It follows the green line to Penang. The real reason why I probably can't land here is because the lights are off on the runway. If the lights are off on the runway, you can't land the plane safely. You're going to crash the plane. It's going to blow up. So then you rendezvous and intercept over here where the drone intercepts with the plane. And this is actually from the same relative direction of travel. That plane is to the north or northern-ish direction, or the drone is. And our plane is turning west and then south and then east again. One thing I still struggle with is I don't know if Kate T was telling the whole truth about her sighting. I kind of think that maybe she did see the plane disappear and doesn't want to say it. I'm not sure. Or maybe that her memory has just blocked it out. It's hard to believe that she didn't see the plane disappear. Really hard. But either way, I don't want anyone to bother Kate T, so that's why I don't harp on that, just in case anyone's curious. So thanks again one more time, Flat Times, for the donation. Greatly appreciate it, man. I'm just out here trying to get the truth for everybody. That's all I want to do. Wow, lots of followers and viewers right now. So thank you guys. Have a good night. We will talk again tomorrow. And we've got more stuff coming, guys. We will definitely get more work done tomorrow. And make sure you're looking at the pinned tweet.